All right, guys, welcome to tonight's team call. We have our special guest, Natalie Bright, here. And look at her lovely face. I'm working with her one-on-one. She's providing me amazing coaching, and not only in the Beachbody business, but in life. And I thought she would be perfect for us heading into 2018. Before I pass it over to her, I wanted to share a quick article about Facebook. It provides really cool insight. So the article was basically from a developer, early on developer, basically sharing that one of the big goals of Facebook early on was to basically make it kind of addictive. And as you know, you get lost in the newsfeed because every time you hit like or love, it creates a stimulus in your brain and it creates this like approval, and you get addicted to that feeling. And as we go into tonight's call, I really want you to kind of think about that and how that applies to you. Because tonight we're really going to be focusing on how to provide more value, which in turn is going to provide bigger volume way beyond just focusing on Success Club, which is only in turn going to help you blow up 2018. And the other thing I want you to think about, instead of being addicted to who liked your image, who loved it, who commented, and all this self-approval, I want you to get addicted to you getting a to-do app on your phone and getting addicted to the feeling of hitting the check mark off of the activities that are going to move you forward, which we're going to talk about tonight, because that's going to be more value than someone liking or loving or commenting on your post. So here's Natalie.
Hello. Yes. Okay, so this is kind of funny because like you're talking about how we get addicted to getting likes and comments and the hearts and all this stuff. Well, there's a lot in the Beachbody world that you can get addicted to too. And hint, hint, Success Club, hint, hint, chasing rank. And so that's what I want to really kind of like kick it off with talking about, because it is really easy. And you guys, like, feel free. I don't know if the chat's open, right? Like to leave a comment in the chat. Like if you guys want to provide any like feedback in the chat or anything as we go through this, but feel free to share where you're at with this. I always kind of say like spill all. Like if it's ugly, if you're like, yeah, I'm stuck chasing Success Club numbers right now, or yeah, I'm stuck chasing a rank and it sucks. Like be honest, because when you're honest with what doesn't feel good, that's where you can really pivot and shift where you're at to get realigned with like, it's not about those things. But we get so addicted to the climb of I have to hit Success Club. I have to hit this rank. And yes, you want to do those things. You do want to do those things, but that's not why you're a coach. That's not why you said yes to this opportunity. That's not why you're here. And so adding value and shifting what you get addicted to, I love the idea of like get addicted to what you do every day. Get addicted to how you show up for other people, and shift where your focus of addiction and obsession is. Because here's the thing, you guys, and I want to kind of drill down Beachbody technical stuff for a minute, because I have a background in Beachbody and I spent several years working with them, and I did a lot of training with how to build income over chasing the rank and the Success Club. And the reason I think that's really, really powerful is a couple things. But number one, it shifts the focus back on people. And that's like one thing that is so, I think for a lot of people, and I think your guys' team especially, like you're a bigger vision team. You have a bigger vision of like your purpose, your mission, your culture that you create. And that's not just about chasing numbers or chasing ranks, right? And so when we look at it in the bigger picture of like, I'm here to serve, I'm here to help people, I'm here to educate, to add value, to change lives, and you start getting obsessed with helping more people or getting obsessed with the number of people you help, that will shift your brain and your mindset, your confidence, how big you show up. That'll shift all of it. So I want to go over something in terms of chasing depth over chasing shiny pennies. And so here's the thing with how the Beachbody structure is set up, that sometimes and Vanessa, I give you props for wanting to go over this, because not all leaders would, you guys. Not all leaders would be willing to say, chase depth, chase helping people over chasing volume or chasing rank and Success Club, because let's face it, you guys hit Success Club or rank, it helps her, right? But she's telling you to do the right thing, to do the thing of helping people and focusing on that. And that is huge. You guys have a good leader on your hands, because most won't do that. And so, yeah. But with that, so here's the power of that, though. Power of chasing depth. So instead of chasing numbers, rank, I got to chase this linear line, you chase the depth. How many lives can I add into my downline? How many lives can I add into my challenge groups? How much value and help and support and education can I add and pour into those people? That feels good. That feels so good. And that is going to make you excited, because guess what? The more you learn about the products, about the ingredients, about what they do for people, about how they can change lives, the more you learn about the business structure and how that can help people and change lives and impact, the more excited you're going to get, because that stuff's going to help you. And the more excited you're going to get to pay that forward and talk about it. But we get so obsessed with, I got to hit Success Club 5 this month. I have to hit Emerald. I have to hit Diamond. So we go into the way we post, the way we talk to people with that on our mind. And so we're not excited. Who's excited? We're not sitting here saying, like, I'm a coach so that I can hit Success Club every month. I don't think any of you guys signed up to say, like, I became a coach to help people with health and fitness so I can hit Success Club and rank. That's not your why. Your why's not that. That is something that's going to help you build, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is depth. And so with depth, go ahead. Did you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to interject there. I think what it is, it's still, there's a fine line between having some of those goals, right? Mm-hmm. For example, like if you're in your corporate America, a lot of people here on this team can relate to that. A lot of times when you're trying to advance in corporate America, you're obviously thinking of a promotion that goes along with the title. That is very similar to a rank advancement, right? So 2-star diamond could be like you're a senior manager, whatever, okay? But in order to get to that level in corporate America, you have to do certain very key important things that get you there. And depending on the quality of those milestones and those key things that you need to do will be dependent on the type of rank and the type of salary. Because I bet you in corporate America, not every senior manager makes the same salary. Mm-mm. It's the same idea. Anyway, I just wanted to give that analogy.
Really good comparison, because that's the thing. Like, and I'm by no means saying like you shouldn't go for those things. No, like heck yeah, go for them. Make them a goal and go for them. But that's not the focus. The focus is how many people can I help every month, right? And so here's the power with depth. Here's the power with shifting that mindset. The first thing, you guys, and I'm pretty sure probably all of you can raise your hand to this. Are you here to make money? Yes, you're here to make money, right? You're here to have that money be able to do something for you and your family. Maybe it's an extra vacation. Maybe it's groceries. Maybe it's to quit a full-time job, whatever it may be. You're here to make an income. Guess where that's going to happen a lot quicker? If you focus on depth over the goal is just to hit Success Club, just to hit rank. Because when you focus on depth, you're going to be focused on people. You're going to be focused on educating, adding value, pouring into people. And that's going to be your main tunnel vision focus. And you're going to be focused on how many people can I do that for? How many people can I do that for? Regardless if it's a Success Club point or regardless if it's a yes, sign me up to be a coach. If they say yes to a specific product because it's going to help them because you educated and added value, or they say yes to the coach op because you educated and added value, that's going to add depth in your business, in your downline. And what's going to happen there, as you add depth, your income's going to continually and stably grow. And that way, your Success Club and your rank is going to happen by default of focusing on that depth first over the shiny pennies first. So it's more so, it's not about choose this and only do this over that. It's focus, mindset shift on depth over shiny pennies, and the shiny pennies will come no matter what. It's going to just happen naturally. So with that, that's really going to help you focus on what I like to call like a lives changed club type of mentality. So rather than like, my goal this month is to hit Success Club 5. My goal this month is to help 3 people. My goal this month is to impact 3 people's lives this way. Really shifting the language we use, because that is going to shift your mindset towards it too. Now, why this matters so much is it's going to really, it's going to put you more in the position of, how can I add value? How can I pour into people? How can I make it where I'm not hesitant to send an invite message or hesitant to talk to somebody about coach opportunity? And so with this is where it's all about really making it more about impacting, right? Impacting with the way in which you're going to talk about your why, talk about your mission, talk about your story, your daily journey, what you do on a day-to-day. Focusing on how can I do those ways or do those things in a way that is value-based, impact-based, right? So that's one thing, that's kind of like a call to action, I would say, is with sharing how you show up to your workouts, how you show up to Shaco, how you show up to the coach op. How can you do that is more including your network and engaging your network and adding something to their day, whether that be sharing more education on something, sharing more insight on something, sharing a tip on something that is really focused on why you do what you do. Does that make sense?
Anybody? I love Jessica. Yes. Anybody have any questions so far? Ty? Yes. Can you give that example about Chelsea Pearson, guys? If you guys don't know, I love Chelsea.
Yes. So this is
beautiful inside and out. And look her up if you don't know her. But Natalie, go ahead.
Yes, and that Chelsea is one coach that I know kind of like really, really took this concept of depth over the shiny pennies that I like to call shiny pennies to the max. And so perfect example with her is like, I've been around Beachbody for a while. So when I first started, it was still pretty kind of not very, not huge like it is now. And she was around for a long, long time. And when she first started, no one knew her name. Like no one knew who Chelsea was at all. But you better believe, you guys, she was freaking crushing it from day one, crushing it with Success Club, crushing it with income. And she was focused on depth. And so you didn't hear her name on the loudspeakers all the time for many years. But she was one of the top income earners because she was crushing it with focusing on how many lives can I change? How many people can I pour into? She has some awesome, awesome trainings on her YouTube of like how to add value. And I think she even has a video, it's old, but it's like 7 steps to adding value. And it's like pouring gratitude onto people, thanking people, sharing. Maybe somebody made a post about they're wondering, maybe they asked for advice on what's everybody making for the holidays for a dish or food. Send somebody a private message and say, hey, this is my favorite recipe. I just want to send it your way since I saw the post. Adding value, caring about people, paying attention to little details. And so that was her focus from day one. Well, she's huge now. She's huge. She's a huge success. And so her rank, her stars and everything came long after she was making kick-ass money, like tons, like really, really successful. And she wasn't getting all the shiny penny recognition for a long time, but she was making a huge impact and had a thriving business. So that's the difference of like, we have to get out of this obsession and addiction to the shiny rank stuff, because it's gonna come when you shift that focus on those kinds of acts,
Yeah, and that also it was also Melissa Abs.
Yeah, I forget her last name.
Yeah, anyway, She even talked about that, McAllister, thank you. She even talked about how she's not a huge recruiter, and that her team generally is smaller. So again, don't feel, everyone is different. You can have a huge team as far as numbers, but not necessarily have the volume.
And that's the flip side of it. I've seen coaches hit 5-star elite and they were broke as a joke, you guys, broke as a joke. And so that's the thing. Don't let it break down your confidence if you're not hitting certain things, but you're making a huge impact and you're helping people and you're bringing in volume and you're driving your business up and it's growing and growing monthly. That other stuff will come, and guess what? It's going to be so much more stable. It will be so much more stable when you're focusing on the people rather than those numbers and stuff, you know?
And here's a little caveat here, guys. What's also important to know is, again, both sides could have a fine line. You know, you could not be focused on certain quantitative numbers or goals and then only say, oh, I'm going to focus on people, but then not have a way to measure that.
Yes. And so that's one thing. Do you guys do any sort of Lives Change Club or anything where you count how many people you helped that month?
It's not formalized, but usually that's the focus.
And that's one thing. Even like when you're, going for Success Club, because you guys, Success Club 5 should be a non-negotiable. Like, honestly, 3 people is like nothing. I always say Success Club 10. Like, don't even play small. 10x the heck out of your stuff and say, my goal is Success Club 10 every month. But my focus is to help 5 people a month. My focus is to help this amount of people. My goal is this. So the difference is you set the goal, but you are focusing on the people and the value and pouring into them that way.
I'm just going to piggyback because I think my crew here has probably heard this a million times. I'm just going to say it again. I'm sorry. But she's basically saying what I've been saying all along, and I'm glad someone else said it. She does not, I don't even think she knows that I've said this. I don't think I've said this to you before. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong. But remember, guys, when I've said that you still have to have a goal. So let's say, depending on you guys, we're working, one-on-one, and I know what your specific goals are. Okay. We have to back out into, we have to reverse engineer it. So let's say based off of your specific goals, I'm making these numbers up. You have to invite 10 people a week. It's probably more than that, but I'm just keeping it very simple. 10 people a week. All right. So that is your quantitative goal. You have to talk and invite that many people. So once you are talking, or you're talking with Susie, you're talking with her, you haven't invited her yet. Now that has been part of your goal, right? I'm sorry, I'm not phrasing this right, because I'm sorry. This one she's been very needy tonight. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's say your goal is you invite 10, but you have to talk to 20 people. So 20 people. So you talk to Susie. You're talking to her, check. That's 1 out of your 20. You've reached part of your goal. So guess what? Now that you're talking to Susie, it's no longer about you. It's now all about Susie. I said this a million times, but I'm glad she said it in a more concise way. Okay, so 1 out of 20, you've reached part of your goal. But now when you're talking to Susie, a challenge pack may not be the fit. So it could be after you're talking to her, she's already been using a protein shake that she likes. So she wants to give Shakeology a try, but she needs to go through this. Maybe she doesn't have the money, blah, 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 blah. So then you can say, well, what about, I know you're having some digestive issues, and I know there's a boost that we have that is all very enzyme and power greens. I think that will really help you. It's way less expensive than Shakeology. You can add that to your current protein shake. What do you think? Now it's all about her. You're giving her value in another way, and maybe that won't even work out, and that's okay. But again, you're not trying to push on her a challenge pack. You're not trying to push. You're trying to really listen to what Susie has to say. You're coming up with other options that could fit her actual needs. And hopefully that will work out. And even if that doesn't work out, you've at least known that you've walked away knowing that you helped her without pushing your agenda. And it's going to feel good. And she's going to remember that. And when she is ready, she's going to talk to you.
Yep. That's a perfect transition, because that's exactly what I wanted to kind of shift into, focusing on that confidence through action type of thing. Because this is, okay, you guys, if there's like one thing I can tell you in terms of like how to really, really just, especially going into 2018, like skyrocket your confidence in how you're approaching talking about the business and the products, having conversations, sparking curiosities where people want to message you. It is not about us at all. It truly is not about us at all. It is about how can I ask really freaking good questions where by the end of it, they're like, okay, I don't care what you sell me, give me whatever, because they will see that you took the time to get to know them. And that is worth everything to people. I know for me personally, and you guys, like, how many times have you gotten messages from people trying to sell you something? I get them all the time, and every single time, click, delete, I don't even respond. But if someone takes the time to ask me a question or take interest in me, you better believe I will stop and listen right away. And so that's the thing I want you to think about, is two sides to this, kind of shifting your mindset on people. Number one, set those goals. I want you to set big, ambitious goals for your rank and for your Success Club next month. That's not going away. But then as you shift into this focus on people, I want you to focus on two parts of this. Number one, how are you going to show up in the news feed that's different and unique and crazy valuable? And then number two, how are you going to show up in messaging where it is no longer about you at all? So the showing up in the news feed should be sparking curiosity and building hype around what you do and what you offer, so that when you show up in that one-on-one message, they want to talk to you. So it goes hand in hand, right? Now, when you show up in that message and you start to talk to people, this is where, as soon as you have that door open of conversation about anything, a challenge group, coach up, anything, it is no longer about sharing any info at all at first, at all. So that should feel good. That's not scary anymore. It truly isn't. Like, you don't have to know a single thing. You don't have to know anything. And the beauty of like online business, Google, like Google. And that's why I love chatting, because if somebody asks me something, I'm like, oh, let me pull this up real quick and find the answer, and then I'll tell you, because that's the beauty of it. And so you don't have to know about all the products. You don't have to know about all the business structure. That stuff will come with time of talking to more people. The more you talk, the more your confidence is going to build. The more knowledge you're going to have, the better you're going to get, and the more volume and depth you're going to build. So when you're in somebody's inbox, and as soon as you open that door of you send an invite or somebody wants to learn more about something you offer, I want you to stop right there and turn it around on them. Start asking questions. Find out where they're at now. Find out where they want to be. Find out what they've tried in the past that didn't work. Find out what their dreams and goals are. Bridge the gap. And then tell them a little bit about what you have to offer in a value-based way. In a way that is sharing, even, for example, when you share about Coach Up, sharing your story, sharing your why, you guys. Like, it truly is that simple. Learn about them, find out what they need and what they want, turn it back on you, and share how it helped you and how it can help them too. It's that easy.
Can you, just for a few moments, because I know we're running out of time, but what do you feel, like, what would you recommend for someone who has either been a little inconsistent, so their confidence isn't there yet? Because again, the confidence is going to happen once you're really super consistent. It's just part of your everyday activities. And then maybe someone who's kind of new, about being okay with inviting to look into coaching without having had
Yes.
financial success.
Yes. So here's the thing, you guys, most people, I'm a true believer of this. Most people are turned off by the preaching of financial freedom and you can do this and you can do that with the business. So you not leading with that's going to be different and awesome. Hands down, right there from the get-go. Like, you not having the financial success is so okay, because you've had a million other things that are a huge success. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I would actually call on you to make a list of all the things coaching has added to your life. How has coaching added value to your life? Number one, you're on a call tonight with a bunch of female entrepreneurs. That is freaking awesome. The other thing that you got to consider is what your norm is now as a coach and as a woman running a business is what 99% of women crave. Okay? Like 99% of women want what you have right now, even if you have no success in the world. You have a group of women that support and love you. You have awesome products and programs that help you live a better life. And you have a company that provides you with all the tools to be able to truly carve your path. That is like the package deal right there. So it's not about selling your wins. It's about selling the value that it's added to your life. So get clear with what has it added to your life, and then share that. Share that of why you love it, what it's done for you, and that's going to really strike a nerve. Share your story with it. Share, even if, it's giving you hope. It's giving you belief. It's giving you a new vision. A new fire was lit in you. You know how many people are bored, stuck, and just unfulfilled? Like everyone.
Yeah. And guys, I mean, I know there are some people who do want to see the financial part. All right. Don't lead with that, just like what Natalie said. But also know that every entrepreneur, whether it's this, online profession, this unconventional business, because a lot of people need education on network marketing. And I've been really trying to lead with that recently. But even if you were to start a brick and mortar business, a startup business from scratch, or you invested into a franchise system, your return you would not see for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Usually 5.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? Are they not going to talk about their success? They're going to look at their success in other ways. They may not be necessarily profiting, putting pocket in their own money, but they're profiting in other ways. So until they get to that place. So guys, know that in any business that's starting off, it's not about the money at the beginning. There's no way. There's always that rank up time for that to come.
Yep.
So don't feel like this is any different.
Yeah, you have to honor the stage you're in right now and look for the benefit of where you're at right now. Almost like look for that silver lining of like, yeah, I might not be making great money yet, but this is what it's adding to my life that is going to be able to allow me to get there. Like think of it of where am I at today? What's it adding to my life today? How can I share where I'm at today? That's more relatable too. Like that's way more relatable and honest.
And people can, sniff out like people who over exaggerate. And, Yashira's done a really good job when she has had some financial wins along the way. She shares that. So definitely it's very flexible. You share those moments, you share everything else, and you can also share the stories of other people. If you do want to hit on that, there's plenty of coaches within our organization and, down, up, sideways that have had that you can also share.
Yep. And and the thing is like, money's not scary, you guys. Money's awesome. Money does so much. And that's the other thing. If you're nervous about talking about even your $50 paycheck, I want you to focus on like, how can I talk about what this means? What does the money mean? What can the money do? What's your desire to build a business that provides you financial freedom going to do for you, your family, and the world? And talk about that, and that makes the money talk not that scary at all. It's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So listen, guys, we have 2 minutes. So unfortunately, we're not going to have the full 10-minute Q&A But it is what it is. I think we made the most of it. If you have any questions, go ahead and start popping it up in the chat. The other thing is, if you have any other questions that we can't get to tonight, 1 minute left, put them on our team page, and then I'll either myself or I'll forward them to Natalie real quick. I mentioned this on my live video on the team page. Starting tomorrow, we're going to do a push group. We're going to do a push group, basically keeping you accountable to your power activities, guys, between tomorrow and the end of the year. That's not only going to help you focus on Success Club, which is still important, but more importantly, getting you to do what's more important, talking with people, asking questions, right? And then thinking about things beyond a challenge pack, right? And this is where the volume is going to be. You're adding value. So I need to know who's going to participate. You would have had to finish either the current new coach training or at least the old new coach training, and on Shakeology Home Direct. Jessica's in. Yashira's in. Who else is in? If this is about to cut off, so I'm going to go ahead and end the call. I'm going to make a post on the team page to make sure who's all in. Natalie, thank you so much for your time this evening. This means the world to us. It's been such an honor to have you on.
My pleasure.
And guys, reach out to her. She's got great courses.
Yeah, if you guys need help, feel free.
Yeah, she's got great courses that you can do, and also you can work on one-on-one. And I think she also does consultative calls.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay? So you can always start there. Guys, have a wonderful night. Mwah. Bye.